Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to a news cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agmofwegwe, reminding our viewers that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. President Bola Tinubu has removed Kayode Egbetokun from his position as Inspector General of Police. Senior police officials and sources within the Police Service Commission confirmed the development today that Tinubu ordered Egbetokun's removal from office. He is to be succeeded by Tunji Disu, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department Annex, Alagbo, in Lagos. Another source alleged that the president asked him to step aside amid mounting controversies and health concerns. The National Assembly has postponed the resumption of plenary from today, Tuesday, February 24, 2026, to Thursday, March 5, 2026. The decision was conveyed in a statement issued by the clerk to the National Assembly, Kamoru Ogunlano. Ogunlano attributed the shift to the need for committees to conclude ongoing budget defense sessions. Niger State Governor Umar Bago has expressed the determination of his administration to partner with development agencies to improve the living condition of the people of the state. The governor announced this when he received the country director of the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, and German government representative on a Katse visit. Sadia Yakubu has details.
Governor Umar Bago appreciates the development partners for their sustained collaborations and support for the growth and development of Niger State. Bago particularly thanked the UNDP for including Niger State being a North Central state in the Northwest Prevention Facility project, saying it was strategic considering the fact that the state is also being confronted by activities of terrorists. The governor also stated that improving the lives and livelihoods of the victims of the nefarious activities of bandits and terrorism is important, and that the state government, in partnership with UNDP and the German government, is already building sustainable resettlement homes and intervening in other areas such as health, and his administration is open to more collaborations with the development partners in various areas.
It's holistic, and we really appreciate that, okay, we're coming into partnership to change this. When you talk about innovative space, we've already started in the United States. People need to, outside the classroom, people need to be able to showcase their skills. So there are people who are talented, they have other skills beyond just reading and writing. With these kind of facilities where they have access to internet, access to computers, access to...
The resident representative of UNDP in Nigeria, Elsie Atafwa, said the UNDP and the German government have been great partners to Niger State in providing humanitarian support. She said their visit is to discuss many areas of interventions to scale up the investment on ground, following the activities of bandits and terrorists in some parts of the state, and suggested other areas of collaboration to include energy, youth empowerment, trade, investment, financing, among others.
So we're also here to appreciate you for co-investing with us, and so, but we have been testing an idea around mini grids, and we have just installed a 75 megawatts in one of the local government areas. We're looking forward to you launching it, but it's a seed to say that it is possible.
The Commissioner for Budget and Planning, Mustafa Ndajuwo, highlighted how the present administration has been consistent in engaging development partners to improve the lives of the citizens. The project, funded by partners including UNDP, Germany, and Norway, with counterpart contributions from the benefiting state governments to address root causes of insecurity and climate vulnerabilities, promotes peace building, livelihood restoration, and building community resilience. Sadia Yakubu, Global Television.
We appreciate your reports, in Sadia. Anambra State government has called on commercial transportation operators across the state to support its efforts to end the sit-at-home by resuming full operations on Mondays. Commissioner for Information, Professor Law Mefo, during a one-day training program for commercial drivers and riders in the state in Awka, the state capital, noted that full operation of transporters is needed in ending the sit-at-home across the state. Professor Mefo emphasized the crucial role transporters play in reviving the state's economy, especially on Mondays. Let's turn to Bayelsa State now, where the House of Assembly has confirmed the appointment of Pastor Peter Akpe as the state's new deputy governor. The Assembly confirmed Akpe's appointment during its plenary session. Akpe previously had served as Chief of Staff to Governor Doyo Diri before his nomination for the deputy governorship. African Democratic Congress ADC candidates in the Abuja Municipal Area Council AMAC chairmanship election, Dr. Moses Paul, has rejected the outcome of the February 21 poll, alleging widespread irregularities and insisting that the declared results did not reflect the rule and true will of the people. The Labour Party also rejected the outcome of Saturday's Abuja Municipal Area Council chairmanship election, describing the process as a brazen assault on democracy. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, had declared Christopher Mekalangu of the All Progressives Congress, APC, the elected chairman of Abuja Municipal Area Council. The chairmanship candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, in the February 21 Abuja Municipal Area Council election, Eze Chukwu, says he will not challenge the victory of the All Progressives Congress, APC. He stated this in a congratulatory message to the APC candidate Christopher Mekalangu, who was declared winner by INEC. He described the poll as peaceful and orderly, noting that the safety recorded during the campaign and on election day was a victory for democracy. Across Nigeria, young people are increasingly being drawn into election-related violence. Some are armed and even given drugs to intimidate voters. In this report, Kabir Hassan takes the conversation to the streets of Abuja to hear directly from youths about the dangers and who is responsible.
As Nigeria's election draws near, a worrying trend is emerging across the country. Young people, often unemployed and vulnerable, are being recruited as political enforcers, some armed with drugs and dangerous weapons, while politicians benefit. This youth faces immense risks, and the nation's democracy is threatened. Today we explore why this is happening, who is responsible, and what can be done to protect Nigerian youths and safeguard the electoral process. Many Nigerians in the nation's capital say poverty, unemployment, and weak law enforcement have made youths vulnerable to exploitation during political campaigns. Parents, political parties, and government authorities all share responsibility for addressing this challenge before election day.
This kind of attitude or character is a threat to democracy itself, and it may likely consume our democracy, unfortunately. Recruiting young people as a tout or to disrupt election during voting is unacceptable.
It's very unfortunate. Our youth nowadays, they become a politician tag, which is very, very unfair, because it will cause many effects to Nigerian society.
It's very, very dangerous.
Others blame a combination of parents, government, and societal pressure for the increasing involvement of youth in political clashes.
Unemployment that caused all this. If they are being employed, so there will not be poverty, at least they will have something doing reasonable. It will not allow them to be going for politicians to cause all these things that is happening in the country.
Of this government not to give the youth employment or to empower them or to create opportunity for them, they would rather use them for political purposes. And
is a parent not train their children.
However, parents and elders urge young people to resist being drawn into political violence and focus on building their futures.
Don't allow somebody there, his children are not there, he's using you. It shouldn't be like that.
To avoid, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to the youth. It's very, very dangerous.
Introduce technology into the system. There will be no need for any thuggery.
As Nigerians prepare for the election, the role of youth in political process remains a double-edged sword. While they are the backbone of the nation's future, their exploitation as political enforcers threatens both the safety and integrity of democracy. Many says the solution lies in youth empowerment, civic education, and strict enforcement of the law. The hope is that when election day comes, Nigerians will be celebrated as voters, not as an instrument used for violence. Kabir Hassan, reporting for Global TV News.
Quite a timely reporting there, Kabir Hassan. Let's turn to Plateau State now, where Governor Caleb Mufwang has directed security agencies to intensify operations and apprehend those responsible for Sunday's deadly attack in Dorowa Babuje, Brakinladi local government area, which claims the lives of at least 10 innocent people. The governor gave the directive in a statement signed by Commissioner for Information, Joyce Ramnap. The governor condemned the barbaric and senseless killings, describing them as a setback amid recent gains in peace through dialogue and community engagement. The Nigerian Army has begun a fresh round of pre-deployment training for troops, with authorities emphasizing discipline and operational readiness to tackle security challenges across the country. The exercise was inaugurated at the Kontagora Military Cantonment. The training was declared open by the commander of the Nigerian Army Training Center, who said the Batch 2 pre-deployment training would run for 4 weeks. The federal government has withdrawn the forgery charge brought against a constitutional lawyer, Professor Mike Ozekome. The charge was filed by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, following a judgment of a London court in respect of a property belonging to former Federal Capital Territory Minister, late General Jeremiah Oseni. Office of the Attorney General of the Federation had last month taken over the case for effective prosecution. Archbishop of the Catholic Archdiocese of Kaduna, Matthew Ndagoso, has been elected President of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria is the highest body of the Catholic Church in the country, coordinating spiritual leadership and social engagement, serving as a moral voice while uniting bishops, clergy, the faithful, and the broader Nigerian society. Bishop Ndagoso was elected alongside other executive members at the ongoing 2026 first plenary meeting of Catholic bishops in Abuja. He succeeds Lucius Ogoroji, Archbishop of Owerri, whose 4-year tenure expires this February. A statement by Secretary General of the Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria, Michael Banjo, says the newly elected officials would be formally presented at the closing ceremony of the plenary on Wednesday. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, has directed State Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board to immediately refund intending pilgrims who could not be registered for the 2026 Hajj as Saudi Arabia's visa deadline approaches. The directive was issued during a strategic stakeholders meeting at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja, where NACON reaffirmed its commitment to transparency, professionalism, and strict regulatory oversight in the conduct of the 2026 pilgrimage. The meeting was attended by commissioners, board members, executive secretaries, and chairmen of State Pilgrims Welfare Boards, members of the Forum of State Executive Secretaries, the medical mission team, and management staff. In another development, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, has reaffirmed its commitment to transparency, professionalism, and strict regulatory oversight as preparations intensify for the 2026 Hajj. The position was made known during a strategic stakeholders meeting held at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. The new NACON chairman, Ambassador Ismail Abba Yusuf, clarified that the reduction in Hajj quota for 2026 is a global development affecting multiple participating countries and not targeted at Nigeria. He attributed the adjustment to logistical capacity considerations and evolving regulatory measures by Saudi authorities. The meeting brought together commissioners, board members, executive secretaries, and chairmen of states, Muslim Programs Welfare Boards, and many others. A National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, has called on members of the public to provide credible information regarding alleged incidents of child sexual abuse and misconduct in daycare centers across Nigeria. In a public notice issued via its official X handle, the agency said it is committed to thoroughly investigating concerns raised in recent public discussions as well as viral posts. NAPTIP urged anyone with factual information, evidence, or direct knowledge of alleged incidents, including individuals personally affected, to contact the agency confidentially. This is Global Television, and you're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. The news continues after these weather forecasts, plus business, foreign and sports stories for you. On the other side of this break, we urge you to stay with us.
Great to have you with us. Have you stepped outside early in the morning lately? If you have, you probably noticed the chill across the northern Nigeria, especially late at night and in the early hours. That cold feel isn't just your imagination, it's likely due to the Harmattan dust haze currently dominating the region. And here's something to think about. What happens when more dust move in? Well, the satellite imagery shows a fresh surge of dust heading into the country. And as we move into Tuesday, when this new dust combined with what's already in the atmosphere, we're expecting even thicker haze and further reduction in visibility. If you are in the northeast, including residents of Kano, Katsina, and Dutse, expect visibility to drop to 1,000 meters or even less. That means shorter sight distance on the roads and at airports. Other parts of the northwest, including the central cities, will experience moderate dust haze. Now, what about the southern cities? Expect hazy conditions with patches of cloud cover. There is also a slim chance of thunderstorms later in the day over parts of Ogun, Ondo, Lagos, Bayelsa, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, and Rivers State. So you may want to keep an umbrella nearby just in case. So if you're flying or operating flights in the northern region, be sure to consult the NIMET eFlight Folder portal for the latest updates. And if you're sensitive to dust, don't forget your nose masks before stepping out. I am Akami Samarda, and thank you for watching.
The second part of this news broadcast now returns with business. The House of Representatives has intensified efforts to reposition Nigeria's renewable energy sector, charging ministries, departments, and agencies to source at least 50% of their electricity needs from renewable energy. National Assembly correspondent Aniete Patrick reports.
The House Committee on Renewable Energy convened an investigative hearing to examine the domiciliation of green energy projects, foreign grants and investments received since 2015, and the level of renewable energy utilization across federal MDAs. Declaring the session open, Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, described the exercise as a crucial parliamentary mandate backed by the authority of the National Assembly. Represented by Ibrahim Halims, the Speaker urged stakeholders to see the hearing as a patriotic duty aimed at strengthening institutional integrity and enhancing national development.
The committee was mandated to investigate foreign grants and investment received in the renewable energy sector from 2015 to date, and the utilization of renewable energy in MDAs.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, represented by the Director General of the Voice of Nigeria, Jibrin Ndes, pledged the support of government media platforms in driving public enlightenment on renewable energy adoption. He also clarified that no solar street lights contracts have been awarded by the Voice of Nigeria.
We have a farm, a solar farm, in our desire to transit, because currently, based on the support that we are getting from the President and Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are reactivating moribund transmitter.
Chairman of the committee, Afam Ogene, said the hearing consolidates 3 separate House mandates, including the probe of foreign grants, green projects, domiciliation, and renewable energy utilization in MDAs. He lamented economic losses linked to poor implementation, citing widespread cases of dysfunctional solar street lights and weak oversight.
But you also let the Honorable Minister know that this committee would like to know what he has done in his own ministry in that regard. And speaking for yourself as head of a parastatal.
Tensions rose, however, over the absence of the Chief Executive Officer of the Rural Electrification Agency, Abba Aliyu. Lawmakers resolved that if he fails to appear before the committee on Wednesday, 25 February 2026, the Inspector General of Police should compel his appearance. From the National Assembly, Aniete Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
Legislation. It said the Petroleum Industry Act violates and is not superior to Nigerian constitution. The federal government says it is deepening negotiations to secure $5.7 billion in strategic investments from China across critical sectors of the economy. In a statement issued in Abuja, the ministry noted that the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, received a high-level delegation from GCL Group in Abuja, led by Orji Uzor Kalu, as Nigeria moves to secure up to $5.7 billion in strategic investments across power, mining, and industrial manufacturing. According to the statement, the proposed funding is expected to cover energy generation, mineral development, and industrial production. And let's move the news to the foreign scene now, where a helicopter belonging to the Iranian Army's Air Force has crashed into a fruit market in the central province of Isfahan, killing 4 people. The Iranian news agency said the pilot, co-pilot, and 2 fruit vendors on the ground were killed, attributing the crash to a technical malfunction. Sanctions hit Iran has suffered several air disasters in recent years, with officials complaining of difficulties acquiring spare parts to keep its Aegean fleet in the air. And back home in Africa, Senegal's Prime Minister has unveiled legislation that would double the maximum penalty for same-sex relationships, making them punishable by up to 10 years in prison, in a crackdown condemned by human rights groups. Osman Sonko says anyone committing an act against nature will be punished by 5 to 10 years imprisonment, compared with 1 to 5 years under the current law. Ministers passed the bill to the National Assembly after approving it last week, following multiple arrests of people accused of same-sex relations. Police this month said they arrested several men, including 2 local celebrities and a well-known journalist, under the anti-LGBTQ laws. The European Union and the Federal Republic of Nigeria have formally opened negotiations for bilateral science and technology cooperation agreements, marking a major step towards strengthening research collaboration, accelerating innovation, and deepening strategic cooperation under the EU's Global Gateway Strategy. The inception meeting held at Nigeria's Federal Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology in Abuja signals a decisive move to build a stronger innovation ecosystem. The proposed agreement reflects the commitments of the 2023 EU-Nigeria Strategic Dialogue and the 2024 EU-Nigeria Summit, and will align with the AU-EU Innovation Agenda 2023 to 2033. Now time for sports. Nigeria Cricket Federation has confirmed the return of the Women's T201 Invitational Tournament, which will be held in Lagos from March 18 to 29. Nigeria's female Yellow Greens will be joined by Ghana, Sierra Leone, Rwanda, and South Africa under 19 women's team at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval. Ghana last featured in the tournament in 2023, while Rwanda and Sierra Leone returned for consecutive appearances. And beyond Africa now, Barcelona coach Hans Flick has laid down a strict new rule to reinforce discipline within the squad, and it comes with a €40,000 warning. The German coach introduced a strict punctuality policy for match days, noting that any player who arrives late will be fined €40,000. The measure underlines Flick's uncompromising approach to professionalism and preparation. The bar being raised high there in terms of discipline. That's a full cycle on the news here on Global Television. A quick reminder that we are on DSTV on channel 365 and Star Times on channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using at Global TV NG as well as others as you now see on your screen. I'm Uyi Agumofwe. We say a big thank you to you for watching. I'll see you again.